役に一目惚れしてしまったみたいで、私は別にあんたのことなんか好きでもなんでもないだからね。私はあなたが好きみたい。レンタロウに一目惚れしてしまったの。
Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our channel, Paws On Animation.
And today we're covering the rom-com anime, The 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You. Yes, that is the title. It's that dang long, it fills up your page.
This series was recommended to us by a friend on X as it parodies a list, or a lot, I should say. Yeah, what you could say list too.
Yeah, list
a rom-com anime formula that's been used for decades, and it follows Rintaro, a high school boy who's been heartbroken 100 times.
Yes.
And if you see him, he's a cutie, so you don't know why. And he wishes to finally get a girlfriend, only for a cosmic mix-up to give him 100 soulmates he must find. But
before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, notifications for the future podcasts and more pause videos.
And thank you so much for joining us today, subscribing, sharing our videos, commenting, everything you do, and special recommendations. We appreciate it so much.
Yes.
We would have never watched this on our own.
No.
We're going to be totally and completely honest. Because if you've seen some of the pictures starting, it looks like it's just going to be fan service. It honestly looks like that.
Yeah.
But the enlightening and enjoyable thing we learned is this funny as all heck. Every single solitary episode is crazy, running amok. Every character has no sense. Even the supporting characters have no sense.
Background characters.
It is hilarious.
Yes.
There is some fan service. We're going to be honest with you.
Definitely.
But it's not so bad that it turns you off.
Yeah, it depends on how much you're willing to take of it. Is it okay for you? Is it tolerable? Or you just don't want to see it? It's completely up to you.
So how it's described as a rom-com, a harem, of course.
Yeah.
And a parody comedy.
It's like Nozaki with a little more launch to it.
And we can't wait to tell you about these crazy characters and these crazy situations and episodes. We're going to try to keep it short, but it's so funny we could probably go on with this for an hour.
Right?
But for those of you not familiar with the 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You,
Really?
is Dave or Kimi no Koro ga dai 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 daisuki no Hayuku ni no kanojo.
It's long in Japanese.
It's often referred to as the 100 Girlfriends, so that's what we're going to stick with for this. It's based on a manga series written by Rikito Nakamura and illustrated by Yukiko Nozawa. And it was actually running like a lot of the other ones in Shueisha's Seinen Manga magazine since December of 2019. Mm-hmm. The manga itself has 22 volumes. It's still running currently. Mm-hmm. And there's also a light novel called Secret Love Story, which we know nothing about, but I bet it's crazy too.
Right.
The anime TV series we're watching is directed by Hikaru Sato and written by Takashi Oishima. Mm-hmm. And it has 24 episodes. We are covering season 1.
Right, because there was so much going on in just 12 episodes for the season. They're like, okay, we have to do this on its own because season 2 is going to have even more craziness.
Yes, and it originally ran from October of 2023 to March 30th of this year, 2025.
Yes.
So we caught it after it was over, but that doesn't make it any less enjoyable.
Right.
And it focuses on, we forgot to tell you, Rintaro is in, we did say he's in high school.
Yeah, we did. That's the plot.
And the first thing that I thought when we saw Rintaro and heard him is Tanjiro. So many of these animes are copying Tanjiro. His look, his sound, and his voice is a cross between Tanjiro and Deku.
Yeah.
And for the longest, we thought it was either Tanjiro's Zach Aguilar or Justin
Briner.
I'll say Bieber.
No.
Justin Briner doing the voice. And we had to look it up because we were convinced it was one of them.
Yes.
But he's a cross between who. It's like they had a baby.
Yes.
That's what it is. But you love him immediately. I don't know why. Right off the bat, you absolutely love this MC.
Yes. And usually when you see these harem or rom-com animes, they always have the guy usually it's the main character or it's a side one that tends to be the girl crazy one, and it's always thinking about the X-rated, R-rated thing. But what we like, and that they put a spin on it, is that despite what he's given, which is probably majority of guys' dreams in anime, to get 100 girlfriends at one time, and there's a price to it, which we'll get to, he doesn't just immediately think of who he wants to do things with like that. He cares about each and every one of them, and he talks to them. He considers them like a family. He wants to convince them they can be better or do better, that they're not alone. And especially one episode that was really the only non-comedic episode in it. And he genuinely cares about every girl that he's supposed to be with. And that is pretty brilliant. Instead of being something raunchy or gutter mine or anything, he's really just concerned about everyone getting equal amount of love and attention, because his heart's been broken so many times. He would hate for any of them to feel the same way he was.
Now, what's funny is, in this season, he only ends up with six. He only ends up with 6, and I'm like, well, is this anime gonna go on forever?
I guess.
But now we know no, it ended in March.
You're like,
so
what?
I don't know how many he ends up with by the end of the series. But in this season, he only ends up with 6.
It was a little disappointing is that you said the manga's still going. He still hasn't reached 100. I guess they want to put the investment in and say, oh, this could go on for years. Forget it. Which doesn't make sense. If it's good, you've got tons of content for years to come.
Well, it may not make sense, but you know what? It's brilliant because no one's done it.
Right.
And it's been running since 2019. And for those that are invested in it, which it seems like a lot, but because they got an anime, they're still reading it. So they're going to stay with it through the 100.
I guess
and who knows, if we can actually get the manga to read it, I would love to read it.
Yeah, how will this end?
So, as we mentioned, Rintaro sounds like a cross between Deku and Tanjiro, and he acts like it too.
Yeah,
he is so sweet and so wholesome, and he blushes at everything. Everything that goes on, he blushes. And when, I guess, the genie, you could say,
sort of, or they call him God, but he's an angel or something.
Genie.
I don't know anymore.
They tells him, this is what you got to do, and you have to get 100. And if you don't get 100, they will die.
Yeah, and because he first refused, because he said just wanted 1, not 100. And it was like, he said, what? He said, how do you mess up that badly? And he said, okay, then I'll do it. And it's so hilarious how this even comes about, where he's even tasked with this. It's like he said, the surreal part of it. And we have to say, the reason why this part was so funny, not just for the idea itself in this part of the storyline. One of my favorite lines, well, 2 of my favorite lines are from the very first episode. We mentioned how hilarious this show is, and the brilliance of it is in the dialogue.
And so are the titles. So the first episode.
Oh, good, because we couldn't read them all in there because a lot of them were long and they cut off. So go ahead.
Since you mentioned it, the first episode is titled 2 Girlfriends Who Really, Really, Really Love You.
Instead of 100. Well, 98 more to go. And when he's told what's going to happen, there's the 2 favorite lines in this episode. One, where he gets this red eye. He looks kind of crazy. Like he's finally getting a girlfriend. He looks kind of rabid. And the genie tells him, Tokyo called. They want their ghoul back. And the second one would be later when they got the principal, supposed to be female principal, and she's just disgusting. And if you watch the episode, you see why. It's like, how do you work at this school?
And honestly, that is the worst part.
Yeah,
of the
surprisingly,
anime, is the principal.
Right.
She's the worst part.
Right, constantly. And I don't know how you got a job here. And they tell you how crazy she is, and she stalks the boys and everything on here, and how she looks is like, no, she's not attractive in the least. And they said her reputation is so bad, she like goes at these super speeds to catch ones who are supposed to be in class, and the punishment is nasty. And they said her reputation is so bad that they give her the nickname Sonic the Hedgehog. I just started cracking up, and the whole rest of the episode I was just laughing at that entire nickname. And then she even comes back later and says she's even she's supposed to be hosting some type of event for couples. I don't know how they do about 5 of them, but whatever. And it said, oh, she's hosting because she's an expert. She's been the champion Olympic shot put. I think she was the champion all the Olympics. Look at her.
Right. I do think the principal is a parody on Recovery Girl from MHA.
Oh,
because you
yeah.
know she's real short
Yeah.
and she's this cute little grandmotherly character.
Right.
And she kisses them.
yeah.
But her, she's tall, she's thin, she's hideous is one way to put it. And she sticks her tongue down the throat.
She does
unnecessarily.
bad things.
So
yeah.
I think she's a parody on Recovery Girl.
Right, and it's done to the worst extreme where, like, you wouldn't want that.
So going through these 12 episodes is crazy. These 12 episodes seem like they went on forever, and not in a bad way. It's because they were so funny. When you're watching each episode, you lose track of time. And then you realize the episode is over when the credits start coming up, and you're like, it's over?
Right? Yeah,
So,
it's that good.
In the first episode, he ends up meeting the first of the 2 girlfriends. He meets Hakari, who is, I guess you could say, very feminine and overtly
voluptuous. Yeah, and to a point where she puts herself on Rentaro a lot, and he's just like, no, please, not in public or anything. And it's so bad that even some of the viewers, like, she's probably the least liked one because she keeps trying to get on him. He's like, please stop.
And he meets also Karane. And she is the opposite, the exact opposite of Hakari. She's not voluptuous, and she's kind of tomboyish looking, and she's a tsundere.
Right, she's kind of like Taiga in Toradora, like she's a play on her.
But she's not as tiny as she is.
Right.
And you have this dynamic going between the 2 of them, and they seem to be the 2, at least in the first season, that he ends up interacting with the most.
Right.
The only thing about this dynamic we don't care for is in a couple of episodes, in a couple of scenes, they had Hakari and Karane end up making out. And fan service. And this wasn't even necessary. No. They were hilarious without it. Yeah. But I guess it's for the people
ones who want to see it.
Who want to see it. Yeah. Then they get their desire.
Right.
But for us, it wasn't even necessary because the scenes were hilarious.
Yeah,
anyway.
a majority of the time the fan service isn't really necessary. If you take that out, you still be laughing at everything.
Then we meet, the third one is Shizuka.
Yes, and that was a really big episode for us watching because it was the only really non-comedic episode of the whole season. There was some comedy, but it wasn't laugh out loud crazy like the others.
So that was, I think, the third episode. The second episode was called First Kiss. So Rentaro and Hakari and Karane all end up with their first kiss. We won't tell you how, but it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And the third episode is called The Quiet Princess, The Knight, and the Samurai.
That's it, yeah.
And that's when we are introduced to Shizuka.
Yeah.
And
who's a play on Komi can't communicate.
Yes, she's very, very shy. And she's the shyest we've seen in any show because she ends up talking through her cell phone.
Yes. And you see why she does it later. And if you've seen Komi can't communicate, it's the same way in here with books, and it was later transferred to a phone, and you will see why. We won't spoil it. But
and Rentaro creates the app for her.
Yes, and it's one of the most endearing episodes and endearing moments of the season.
So we meet the 4th girlfriend, Nano, and we meet her in the 4th episode.
Yes.
She's very intelligent.
Oh my
gosh. Highly optimized. She's white-haired. And you think of Komi. She's a white-haired Komi.
Right. And then I personally see, Komi, the tall one, I guess you split them in half with her and Shizuka. It would be, I described her as if Dr. Spock was an anime girl. That's about it. Because everything is logical.
You mean Mr. Spock?
Yeah. I got Dr. Mr. Yeah, he's everything. But yeah, Mr. Spock is an anime girl because everything's about logic. And everything she does about logic is logical or illogical. So that's what I thought of.
I think I confused them. Hold on.
Wait.
Forgive us, guys. She's the one, I think she has the pink.
Is she the one that
She's the one that can, she's created a drug that makes her, she looks like a little girl when he meets her. And you think it's a little girl, but it's not. She is 18 and she's created a drug that she can go between looking like her adult voluptuous self,
Right.
or a
The
little
kitty.
kid.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be a formula for eternal youth, and it ends up doing
Yeah,
that.
so forgive us, guys. We got
Sorry.
it backwards.
Okay.
She's technically 18, but she spends her time in an 8-year-old's body.
Right, and she can only be temporarily looking older when she has the antidote. It's not permanent. So yeah, that's one of the weirder ones, and I think that's also a play on when
Okay.
people said
We were right. The white-haired one is the 4th girlfriend.
Yeah.
The 5th girlfriend is the pink-haired one that can go between being an adult and a child. Her name is Kusari. I had to really think about it.
Yeah, because
It's very confusing, guys. When you watch it, you'll find out why.
Yeah, and they gotta bounce them all at one time.
Now, I don't know why I love. She goes, yep, yep. That's the way she always answers. Yep, yep.
Yep. Yep.
And I don't know. For a few days after watching that, I kept going, yep, yep.
Right.
And Russell was like, no, you aren't. Finally, stop. But it's so funny the way she says it.
And now they like to call her AI.
Yes.
Last thing they call her AI because she's always talking about logic and everything. You say, oh, AI.
And that's the white hair. Her last name is spelled E-I-A-I.
Yeah, and then they call her AI because she's like a computer. Oh my God, I'm telling you, the comedy in here is just brilliant. If you listen to this dialogue, it's just just joke on top of joke on top of joke, and it's just so seamless that it's just like who was writing this?
If these writers for this anime were in Hollywood, they would be billionaires.
Yes.
And they'd have a hit show. It's like watching things like Just Shoot Me, The Office.
Yes.
Parks and Recreation.
Yes. Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
It's like watching those shows, watching this anime. And if you love any of those, you will love this anime.
Yes.
So we meet the 6th girlfriend and the final one we're going to meet in the 1st season.
Oh my God.
And her name is Hahari.
Yes.
And we're not going to tell you about Hahari.
Oh my gosh.
Because we don't want anyone to be offended on here.
Or thinking that it's something very bad.
But it is absolutely hilarious. And Hahari's story is very touching and is very sad. And Hahari is connected to one of the other girls.
Right.
But he ends up making her his girlfriend. You didn't think he was going to.
Yeah,
but
like,
he does.
And the funniest part is that when it happened, he suggested, all the other girls are like, are you insane? Do you see what she's been doing? You do like she's part of this character too? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? And they're like, no. They didn't even want her in the group.
And she's so touched. And she ends up going into little girl mode, like she's in, I should say, teen girl mode.
You're right.
And it's so funny. It really is funny. It's not offensive. You have to watch it.
Yes,
and we'll
for
leave
all
it
the
at that.
context.
So we're going to go through all the titles, as I said, of the episodes because they're hilarious.
Yes.
We have the 2 girlfriends who really, 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 really love you. We have First Kiss, The Quiet Princess, The Knight, and the Samurai. Just when you think it's a hanky-panky episode. The Hyper-Efficient Girl. Everyone's favorite, the swimsuit episode. And it was.
Yes.
That is my favorite right now. Saying hello to the chemistry girl. Kiss Zombie Panic.
Yes, which is just a Resident Evil parody where kids you not.
And it's brilliant.
Yes.
The Holy War of Love and Soul.
Oh my gosh.
Love Mission. Impossible. Even if it kills me. And the 100 Girlfriends who really, 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 really
It's the
love
name of
you.
that anime.
94 to go.
Yes.
This is just great. We never would have imagined that it was going to be this entertaining. We never would have imagined it was going to be this great. So quickly, I do want to mention a couple of things before we finish this. It's through Young Jump Comics. So I don't know if it's going to be easy to find at the library, but we're going to try to find it.
I wonder because there have been some mangas they've been removing from libraries for quote-unquote controversy. So we'll see if it's available for us to read there.
Yes. And then how has it been received? Well, in 2021, it had over 100,000 copies in circulation by July of the same year, 1 million by March of 2022, November 2023, 1.65 million copies in circulation.
Mm-hmm.
And in August of 2020, it was ranked second out of the 50 nominees on the 6th Next Manga Award
Mm-hmm.
with over 19,000 votes. And the series ranked 19th on the 2021 Shinkan Manga Taisho by Tokyo Manga Reviews, and we mentioned that to you before.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, you think it's offensive, but it isn't. It's
Right.
got a couple of things that we could do without. As straight women, is no other way to put it.
That's
But
all.
other than that, it's absolutely hilarious.
Especially with Rentaro just refusing to do those lewd acts on screen, period. He refuses.
Who is my favorite character right now. And out of the girls, I think he's your favorite character too,
Yeah,
right?
and then my favorite girl is Nado, just because how just straight laced she is and completely serious, and all the dialogue is just like everything is serious and you just can't help but laugh.
And mine is
Yep.
no, Karane. That's no.
Wait,
no.
it's just
Shizuka is the one who's quiet.
yeah.
Karane and Hakari are the first two he met. Oh gosh, how can
It's a lot of characters, like we said, and they all end up kind of joining, being part of the cast as it goes. So sometimes it's easy to mix up the names. They all look different. They all have different personalities, all different quirks. But it's just sometimes you just gotta get used to the names. Still, is all.
Okay, it's Kusuri.
Yes.
She's my favorite. Yep. So if you've seen The 100 Girlfriends, we're gonna stop there.
Yep.
Let us know in the comments, how did you feel watching it, regardless of gender, sex, whatever. How did you feel watching this anime, and did you find it as hilarious as we do? And if you didn't, tell us why you didn't. We really like to hear your thoughts. If you haven't seen it, as far as we know, it's exclusively on Crunchyroll. Get over there and watch just the first episode.
Yes.
And once you watch that episode, you're going to be invested for the rest. We can't wait to get to season 2. We wanted to wait until we did this podcast to get to 2. We will be back with a review of season 2. So if you love this anime and you love this podcast and you love crazy, then stay tuned for season 2 soon.
Yes.
There's only 12 episodes again, so
It'll be easy.
Absolutely.
And if you haven't already, subscribe for updates, weekly videos for anime series, anime shows, and all things animation.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us today, subscribing, sharing our videos, commenting, and giving us your recommendations and requests. We appreciate everything you do. As always, you are our specials. Yep.
Thank you so much for watching. I'm Rascal Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Peace.
なのどうかな。
私たちはカバドル家でキュン
今生まれてきて一番